Welcome, friends, to an inspiring story of one woman's transformation as she moves from a difficult past into a hopeful future. This is the story of Emily Walker and her journey of unexpected change.
It all started on a regular afternoon when Emily received a surprising visitor. A man in a slightly worn suit appeared at her door announcing, "Your great-aunt Anna has left you an inheritance." Emily stared in disbelief. "There must be a mistake," she replied. Her aunt had always lived modestly and never showed signs of wealth, but the man nodded, assuring her the information was correct. "You're requested at the reading of her will on Friday 3 p.m. at McGrady & Sons law offices," he said before tipping his hat and leaving. Emily closed the door, her mind spinning. Aunt Anna, wealthy? The thought seemed impossible. Emily had always known her aunt as a practical, no-nonsense woman, rarely spending on luxuries. They weren't particularly close, but Emily had always tried to visit and help her with small chores out of kindness. The idea of an inheritance lingered in Emily's mind. What if it were true? Could this be the opportunity for a fresh start? Life had been difficult lately. Emily worked 2 jobs just to make ends meet, and her husband Mark's health challenges made things even tougher. Later that day, while on her way to work, Emily called Mark to share the unexpected news. "You won't believe it," she said. "A lawyer came by. Aunt Anna left me an inheritance." Mark's reaction was lukewarm, as if the news didn't quite register. "That's good, Em. Maybe you can finally take some time off work," he replied. The days passed quickly, and soon it was Friday, the day of the will reading. Emily arrived at the law office, nervous but hopeful. When the lawyer handed her a file and she opened it, her heart skipped a beat. The amount was astonishing, $6.2 million. In disbelief, Emily quickly texted Mark. In her excitement, she accidentally typed, "The inheritance is $62,000, leaving off 3 important zeros." She couldn't wait to tell him the full truth in person. After leaving the lawyer's office, Emily headed straight to the hospital to see Mark, eager to share the life-changing news. But just as she approached his room, she overheard a conversation that stopped her in her tracks. Mark was speaking with his mother, and what she heard left her feeling deeply hurt. They were laughing about how Mark had misled her, and Emily realized that everything she thought she knew about her marriage had been a lie. Suddenly, the truth became clear. Emily had been supporting Mark through difficult times, only to learn that he had taken advantage of her trust and kindness. With this realization, Emily knew it was time to take control of her own life. She had the means, thanks to her aunt's incredible gift, and now she had the strength to start over. A few days later, when Mark returned home from the hospital, he found an empty apartment and a letter from Emily. In it, she explained that she knew the truth about his deception. She had already filed for divorce and was ready to begin a new chapter in her life, one filled with hope, freedom, and possibilities. As Mark stood in shock, Emily was miles away, walking along a peaceful beach, feeling the sun on her face. She had found peace and was excited for the future ahead. Emily smiled to herself as she thought about the new journey she was about to embark on. Everything truly does happen for a reason, just as her aunt had always said. With the inheritance giving her the opportunity to build a better life, Emily knew that this was only the beginning.